Well, I was just reading a buddy's email or post on, God, I can't remember what it is. It might be Instagram or whatever, but I grew up with a guy here in Salt Lake City. Boy, we've known each other probably 30 something years. He was from if I somewhere in California. I forgot what city, but he was just kind of cruising around and getting in trouble a lot. He said in California, and he moved up here to good old Salt Lake City, and he just got himself smartened up to be a computer guy. All right, and I'm talking about a guy. His name is Dan Young, and he's quite famous now. He's been on TV for, oh my God, probably 30 years. And when I met him, he had a company called Elite Systems, and now he goes by Dan the Laptop Man. He goes by PC Laptops, and he does wacky commercials, tons of advertising. He's been on his commercials a lot, and they're wacky, crazy, kind of like a Saturday Night Live skit. So everybody in Utah knows Dan the Laptop Man, and he dominates when it comes down to personal computers and laptops. Anything like that, everyone thinks of him first. He has a lifetime warranty, and he only sells top-notch stuff. He has, and I'm not doing a promo for him. Everybody listening to me right now that just lives in Salt Lake City, they just know if you're going to buy something from him, it's going to kick ass. And especially with a lifetime warranty, you don't even need the receipt because when they tear it apart, they can tell, when it was made and if you bought the computer from them. So anyway, when it was Elite Systems, it was a little tiny place. Good old Dan and Mike Fuller, and Mike passed away. Rest in peace, little buddy. Great guy. I just love Mike Fuller was the best. So funny. And anyway, Dan, he just got some more smarts. He surrounds himself by just tons of great gurus and people that are in line with his goals and his belief systems. And he's become just a super powerful guy when it comes to, wealth, of course, is there, just tens of millions of dollars. He has I think it's called Dan's Millionaire Code. You can look it up on Instagram. I should be better prepared. But maybe I'll look it up and I'll put a link. But yeah, he's got investments, buildings. He loves exotic cars. He always has Lamborghinis and just crazy exotics. And he still does wacky commercials, and he still has pretty much the best computers in Utah. And it was fun to see him evolve from just kind of a young kid. He kind of had the nerd glasses, and he was a little overweight, and then he hit the gym, put some contacts in, and now he's badass. But the reason I'm bringing him up like this is I just read one of his posts today, and it was great. It's funny. I love swearing, I guess, and this is a way to swear without swearing, but it has a good meaning because it can definitely be in sync with LiveGood. So I'm trying to find okay, there we go. Okay, this was just a copy and paste. He just said, a few decades ago, I used to just sleep in and drift through the day and make 17,000 a year, amassing big debt, just a grand or so, a little over a grand or so a month. I was fat, depressed, suffered from anxiety, drank, pigged out, abused myself to numb the pain. And then a mentor, and he's always with mentors. I got to admire Dan for that. If he doesn't know what to do, he finds someone that does. He surrounds himself with just an enormous, like, middle linebacker, tackle, quarterback, offense, defense. He's got just a whole nice NFL team on both sides in a line with him. And when he says mentor, he really does mean it. He told me straight up that I was putting Band-Aids on bullet holes. And I think we've all done that. His only request is for me to promise not to be an asshole. And that's what made me chuckle. Because I've said the other word with two S's, not the A-S-K. And it said someone who asks for advice but doesn't do it. So I promised myself not to be an asshole. Okay, because I get a lot of questions per day now, and that's okay because I ask for it. Many of my videos, I just say, hey guys, honestly, if you're interested in LiveGood, get a hold of me. If you're in someone else's downline and you're struggling, get a hold of me. Or just text me, email me. I have even a telephone number right below this video as I speak. So people ask me questions, and I kind of feel like sometimes they're probably not going to do nothing. They're just kicking tires. Maybe they just want to see if I really do have, do I really get a hold of them? Do I respond, answer? And I've actually had signups because I have gotten on the phone or just emailed them back or texted and say, hey, I'm right here. I'm just doing a thing here. I'm posting for the car show or I'm doing a voiceover thing. Yeah, what's going on? Even 10 minutes ago, I had my buddy in Atlanta. And he just said, hey, can I use one of your videos for a Facebook post? And I said, no problem. Atlanta rocks. And then he wrote me back. And this was just 10 minutes ago, right before I made the video. I'm more of a social guy, and I know that most people aren't. Okay? I love to ask questions. It's the only way to really get traction and just really hit it hard. Because if I do something, I want to learn everything and then just go do it. I'm not addicted to learning. I do love to watch History Channel documentaries. I love learning, but I'm not addicted to just learning. I want to take what I have learned and fix my car. I watched videos the other day on how to take the top end of my supercharger off my little race car and fix the fuel injectors, and I'm going to do it myself. And I asked myself, how can I learn about it? So I went to YouTube. I found a bunch of really great videos how to do it, and I have no doubt that I can do it. And I asked myself, am I going to watch all this stuff and not do it? Am I going to be an asshole? Even myself. And I go, nope. So I already ordered the fuel injectors, and I'm excited. I can't wait to do it. I love when I can do mechanics myself. I just love working on stuff and tinkering, and I just did spark plugs and coil and wire on my car, and it just feels good when you're done. It runs good, and you didn't have to pay a mechanic. I'm still lazy on oil changes. Once those oil change places came, I'm like, you know what? I don't even care if I have to spend another 10 or 20 bucks. I'm just going to work an extra hour, and I'll pay someone to just do it in 26 minutes while I sit in their lobby, probably texting fart jokes to somebody. And so changing oil, I can do it, but I like when someone else does. I got to admit. Same with lawns. I'm tired of mowing lawns, but sometimes you got to do it, and sometimes maybe you can pay for it. But I love that one phrase with Dan. It's like, don't be an asshole. And his mentor said, don't ask me a bunch of questions. And then I spend time to really care and give you hopefully some good instruction, some good intel in the old noggin. And then you don't do nothing about it. And I thought, God, that, have I been an asshole before? I probably have. I can't really think right now, but I'm sure that I've been taught many a thing, and with good intentions, I wanted to follow through, and then I didn't. And you don't want to be that way either. If you got questions, let's just get them answered. If you want to join LiveGood, if you want to get in my team, I think you can tell I'm not shy. And if I want to know something, believe me, I'm on support@livegood.com. It's on speed dial on my fingers because everyone's like, how do you get a hold of LiveGood? What's their telephone number? I'm like, that's funny. Hello, LiveGood. 600,000. Actually, we just passed 620. 620 people in 500 countries. But yeah, the customer support don't work that way. Just support at LiveGood. Give them time. They've answered every one of my questions, and I answer way more than anyone in LiveGood. I can guarantee you that. Because once I know, I take the buffer. I don't want any of my downline or anybody watching my 5 billion videos. I don't want them to bug LiveGood. I want them to just do the important stuff. I'll do things with marketing and protein and how to configure this, or what do you recommend there? I've got about 5 months in. I'm almost platinum. I'm pretty stoked to the max. I used to say that in the 70s, and I notice kids now, they say stoked again. I'm like, God dang, is disco coming back? Nike? What about God darn, is the pet rock and the Rubik's Cube going to make a comeback too? Because I hear those damn kids saying I'm stoked, and I'm like, man, I used to say that in the 70s in Santa Barbara skateboarding. So anyway, don't be an asshole. If someone cares enough or gives the 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe even more of their time on this planet to you to hopefully teach you, don't just pretend and okay, thank you, I understand now, I took notes. Then 5 minutes later, you're watching the NBA game, or I don't know, maybe your kids have basketball practice and you got to go and take them. And then all of a sudden, all that information you just got is just down the old toy. You don't want to flush it like a poopy. So, all right, Dan the laptop man. Man, we go way back, brother. If you ever see this video, I love to see online. You're doing well. Your exotic cars are just outstanding. And it's good to see a true success story from a guy who's just in a little house. That was his business called Elite Systems, into just tons of great companies in Nevada. He's all over Salt Lake City and Utah. Well, Salt Lake City, Ogden, Provo areas. But anyway, it's good to see a buddy get success. So, okay, if you're looking for a cool gig, I think this is it. Join Cory.com And man, I hope you join. I think you won't regret it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching my videos and subscribe. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.